Well, welcome to the week ahead. Today is the 22nd of July. The legislative year basically ends last Wednesday.
Yep.
And we have Andrew work today, and today we will do a new format. Starting from today, we will have the week ahead every day. And then we will see on each day what was going to happen in the next 7 days.
Yeah.
So we'll see Andrew every day now.
Yeah.
So today is Monday.
Today is Monday. You're right that legislative council meetings are done. They had their last one Wednesday, but the committee meetings continue.
Yes.
There's still going to be a little bit of quiet action behind the scenes, and some of it's about some very contentious issues.
The not-so-quiet one is this morning with Chan Mao-bo, our Secretary for Development.
Yes.
With the big scandal of his or his wife's company still owns land in the Northeast New Territories.
Yes.
So legislative are yelling, or were yelling, and they will keep on yelling to ask them to step down.
Yeah.
And but he refused this morning in the panel. What else? What else do we have to focus on?
Well, that's going to be taking a lot of the focus away from the more, the really substantial issues that they were supposed to be discussing.
True.
Things like compensation for moving people out. That's getting to be a bigger and bigger issue in Hong Kong. One we should watch for the long term because it's turning our, people that are in that situation of being in a nice piece of land or a land that someday could be worth something. They're not farmers anymore. You know what I mean? They are farming for compensation.
Oh, yeah.
Not for produce anymore. They're going to hold on to it. They're going to make sure their property rights are protected for the people that inherit it, not so they can farm it, but so that when it comes time to build a new town, they're ready to get the money.
Some of them might still do some farming, but not in a large scale. Most of them, they no longer practice farming, but their parents or their grandparents practice farming, and they just hold the land. And usually, from what I heard from some of the lands department officials in the past, is that they will start farming when they knew that the compensation officer are coming.
Yes, of course. You got to be on the lookout for that compensation officer. Grab your plow and get out there and look like you're doing something.
Yeah, and then you can count how many trees or how many carrots you have on that piece of land, and then it makes them easier to do the calculation.
Absolutely. So that's going to be one to watch out for.
Yeah.
The other thing that we're supposed to be talking about that's becoming more of an issue is repossession of the golf course, which really has just exploded as an issue in the last little while. There's now suggestions that the Hong Kong Open, which has been running for 50 years, might get canceled. Protesters are threatening to disrupt this year's Hong Kong Open. Sponsors are concerned about the viability of it if it turns into a big political disaster. And I think this is one that's going to be interesting. The chief executive probably didn't help the people running the golf course in the Hong Kong Open by saying that he'd be happy to turn over the chief executive's villa on the property. And so that's going to be very political and I think one to watch today as well.
Okay, so they have an environment affairs panel in the afternoon today as well.
Yeah, again, they're kind of getting down to some of the nuts and bolts of what's going on in LegCo. It's not one of the more exciting ones. It's not part of the whole big waste reduction thing. And so we're going to be, I think the real focus right now should be on the NENTNDA. And I'm really hoping the government comes up with a more succinct name for this because we can't always be talking about the Northeast New Territories New Development Area.
Yes. This is NENTNDA. NE is Northeast, NT is New Territories, and NDA is New Development Areas. So it's basically a tongue twister, right? NENTNDA.
Well, the NDA for our Secretary of Development might be turned into non-disclosure agreement if he doesn't want to talk about the properties that he has out there, but that's another issue.
All right. So let's focus on today's keyword. I think compensation will be the keyword for today.
Compensation is going to be the key word. If they want to move ahead with this new town, how much are these people going to get in compensation to move them out? And is that, what kind of precedent does that set for the next one?
All right. Well, we'll see Andrew tomorrow then.
All right. Thanks, Vincent.